So just a couple things here, and then we'll open up to questions. Made 2 staff changes this morning. Moved on from Bobby Johnson and from Thomas McGahee. I want to thank those guys for what they've done the last 2 years. This is the hard part of the job. Have a lot of respect for them. Just felt we're going to move in a different direction. Not going to add anything to it. This is a private conversations. But I do respect both of those guys and what they've done the last 2 years, their commitment to the team, their work ethic, but wanted to make a change. Well, my expectation is Wink and Kafka will both be back. So those are 2 of the changes we made this morning. But there's still conversations that are going to be had. We've only been here for a short time. But those were 2 of the guys in the morning. They're good coaches. So it'd be good to have some continuity and bring it back. I know it's like, Wink talks about this as a destination place and things like that. It's good. I appreciate how hard they work, their commitment to the team. So that's my plan.
Saquon and I will talk about that. That's a tool we have at our disposal. It wasn't when we redid his deal before he came to camp. That wasn't taken out of that deal. It wasn't a, hey, we'll do this, but no franchise tag. So that's an option we have on the table. We'll have those conversations. I'm not saying we will or we won't. A lot of those conversations will be had, over the next month or so. Yeah, I think, like I said during the bye week, I think ultimately we have to do something, like I said, whether it's the draft or a free agent, just because, Tyrod's contract's up. We have Tommy who's under contract, and then Daniel's injury, and the return to play and the uncertainty there. So, when free agency starts, the draft, whichever avenue we decide to take, we will address the position. It's football and guys get hurt. I mean, you can't always predict it. I mean, I think, guys that have previous injuries, there's some, you got to look at the injuries individually and what they were, how they were caused. But, I got a lot of faith in our training staff as well. So, again, hopefully he'll be back for week 1. Again, we don't have a crystal ball here, but we'll continue to build the team the way we see best. The message is believe in the process. Again, we came in here year 1 and we were able to go to the playoffs and win a playoff game, and this year didn't go as well as we wanted it to, for various reasons, and we've all got a hand in it, and we've all got to do better going into next year, and we will. That's what this off season's about, and I got a lot of faith in the staff and Dabes and our process, whether it's down in the weight room, the training staff, our draft process, free agency. I've got a lot of faith in the process, and we'll get this thing turned around. You've been in the league long enough. You've seen some teams quit, and you've seen some players mail it in at the end of the season. And I just think part of the reflection of the job that he did is we went through adversity, and sometimes you have to go through it. We're still in year 2, so things were pretty good year 1. We started fast, had a playoff win, and maybe you didn't see where all the issues were, whether it was in the building, on the team, and the coaching staff, whatever it may have been. So going through it, I think it sucked, but, it also opened our eyes to some things that maybe need to change, or we need to get better, or we need to change the process. And, I think the biggest thing for Dabes is that he kept the team together. I would say overall it's a good draft. We're kind of moving out of that COVID cycle of, the players getting the extra years and whatnot. So overall, I think it's a good draft. And again, like where we're picking, I think it's 6th, 39th, 47, I believe, is a Seattle pick, and then 70th. So 4 picks in the top 70. You have to fact check me on that. My guy sent me that last night, so I didn't get a chance this morning to double check. But I think that's what it is. So, a chance to have 4 players in the top 70. I'm excited about that. Again, it's a way to impact the roster, and it also gives you currency if you want to move around or move up, move back, whatever it may be. It's just those are tools that you can use to continue to execute whatever the plan may be.
Every season is a different season. Every team is different. We closed out some games that first year. On the foot line against Jacksonville, or the 2-point conversion with Saquon. Being dead to rights. Tennessee missed a field goal. So some of those, and the last play against Green Bay, if you will, games. A lot of these games come down to the end of the game. They're close games, and we had a few of these this year. Whether it was the Buffalo game, it was the Jet game, it was the Rams game that we didn't close out. So I'd say there's always a difference. There's some similarities. There's obviously some differences. Got a lot of work to do, but appreciate the way the guys competed. There's again, the margin is very small in this league, and That's why there's change every year in terms of playoff teams and not playoff teams.
Yeah, again, offensively, we want to continue to upgrade, and again, I think you saw last night. Wandell had some explosive plays. Hyatt's an explosive play guy. Slayton had some explosive plays. Waller was good for us down the stretch there when he came back. So, again, I think there's offensive weapons. Saquon made some plays last night too. So it's just a matter of being consistent. To see that on a week in, week out basis is the goal. And again, we'll continue to evaluate all that stuff. And again, I think we do have some playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. And again, if there's at the right price or the right spot in the draft, there's a chance to upgrade. We'll definitely look at it.